Uh-oh, folks. It looks like we've run into a crashed plane. You know what a crashed plane means in the jungle? Hippos. Hi everybody, welcome to Cats and the Mouse, vlog number 2. Yay! My name is Becky, and in case you didn't see my first vlog, in which case, go subscribe right now. Click this lovely little button right here and subscribe. But my name is Becky, and I am applying to the Disney College program here in about 2 weeks, which is really exciting. And this vlog is a way to kind of track my experience up to the program, hopefully if I get in, and then through the program. Now today, what I really want to talk about is are the roles that you play. Now, I recently wrote a blog post, links below, on my blog, not my vlog, on my blog, about what the program is. And part of what I mentioned there is the earning part of the Disney College program, in which you have a job at either the Disneyland Resort in California or the Walt Disney World Resort in Orlando, Florida. Now, when you do these jobs, they're called roles. In Disney speak, a job is a role that you have. Because in the Disney universe, everything is a stage. We are putting on a production. And so, that's why we are cast members, and jobs are called roles because they are the role that you play. The Disney College program in each location has some similar roles and some different roles. There are more roles that are offered at the Walt Disney World Resort in Florida than there are in California. However, a lot of them are similar. And so today what I'm going to go through are the different roles that are offered, and then, of course, what roles I want, because when you apply, you get to select the roles that you want. Now, here are the roles offered at Walt Disney World Resort. Quick service food and beverage, full service food and beverage, merchandise, attractions, custodial, main entrance operations, lifeguard, recreation, photo pass, housekeeping, hospitality, a hopper, bell services dispatch, vacation planner, costuming, character attendant, character performer, Bippity Boppity Boutique, and Pirates League, transportation, and concierge. Now, these roles they're very wide. They cover all sorts of different responsibilities all over the parks, and there are different types of skill sets that are involved in each of the roles, and people definitely have preferences, and there are definitely positives to every single role, and there are also negatives to a lot of the roles. So it's really important when thinking about these, when picking a role, you're going to be doing this role for months, for at least 4 to 5 months, if not a whole year. And so it's very important to choose your roles wisely. Now, the roles offered at Disneyland Resort are similar. They go by similar names, if not identical names, but they vary slightly. So at Disneyland Resort, the roles that are offered are merchandise, otherwise known as retail sales clerk, attractions, custodial, photo pass, transportation and parking, vacation planner, custodial busser, park greeter, food and beverage cart, quick service food and beverage, lifeguard, food prep, entertainment costuming, Disney desk, guest services, and front desk. Now, what roles do I want? And why, of course. Now, I believe, I haven't decided entirely yet, but I think that I'm going to be applying for both Disneyland and Disney World. That being said, I think I have a preference for Disney World, just because there's more parks to go to, even though you would be in Anaheim for Disneyland. I find that with Disney World, the rent is cheaper, and the transportation, I think, is going to be, more widespread and reliable, simply because I do not own a car. So in Disneyland, you ideally drive yourself, but they do provide transportation if you don't have a car, but still, I don't know. I think it would be better if I worked at Disney World. Plus, I think they have more opportunities and options there. But in terms of my top roles, I think I have my top two, like super firm. I definitely know, but after that, it gets a little fuzzy. Now, my top two roles are character attendant and attractions. A character attendant, basically, anytime you go to meet a character like Mickey or Donald or Winnie the Pooh, there's always somebody there to kind of make sure that people don't hurt Winnie the Pooh, and make sure that everybody gets their turn, and that when it's time for Winnie the Pooh to go back to the 100-acre wood, that the people waiting in line understand that it's Pooh needs to go back. He needs to check to make sure that he still has enough honey for lunch. So it's very important, and it's one of the things I've heard about this role is that you have to be able to say no, because there are people who will tell you, oh, you've ruined our vacation. We didn't get to get Pooh's autograph. That's all we wanted. Or they'll say, oh, just let in one more family, please. But you have to be very firm, because Pooh has to eat his honey at a certain time of the day. I mean, he's a bear with a schedule. But it's really fun. You get to create magic for a lot of families, and you get to interact with guests a lot, and I think that would be a lot of fun, being a character attendant. My other top role, like I said, was attractions. Now, with attractions, you could end up at any attraction. You could work at Space Mountain or Expedition Everest, or you could work at It's a Small World for 5 months. I'll take what I can get. But the role that I really would love with attractions is Jungle Cruise Skipper. Now, for those of you who don't know what the Jungle Cruise is, it's one of the original rides that was in the park in 1955. So it is an old ride, but that doesn't make it any less wonderful. So if It's a Small World is the happiest cruise that ever sailed around the world, the Jungle Cruise is the corniest cruise that ever sailed around the rivers of the world. It's my style of humor. There's lots of puns involved, there's sarcasm involved, and it's a whole role where you're spieling the whole day. In Disney talk, speaking in front of a group, saying lines for an attraction is called spieling, coming from the word spiel, which I think it's a Yiddish word. I could be wrong. So you're spieling all day. You give a 10-minute spiel or so, and it involves some improvisation, but you generally, you're interacting with the guests all day, and I think this would be a really, really good role for me, Jungle Cruise Skipper, because at my school, I'm one of the head tour guides, so I'm very good at leading a tour, being dynamic in front of a group of people, adjusting to how groups are acting. So if you have a group that's asking a lot of questions or is very interested in it, like I know how to react to that. And if I have a group that is kind of a little bit disinterested, I'm pretty good at adjusting to that as well. So, and I love performing in front of people, and getting up and talking in front of people is something that I'm very good and comfortable with. So that's why I really, really would love to be a Jungle Cruise skipper. Now, if I apply for attractions and get another attraction, like Pirates of the Caribbean, or Toy Story Mania, or whatever, I'll still be happy. I love being out in the parks, and meeting. It would be so much fun to meet all the guests, and so I wouldn't complain, but I'm going to go for Jungle Cruise skipper. But in terms of my third and fourth choice, in no particular order, I can't decide, it's between main entrance operations and concierge. Now, main entrance operations, you generally do one of a couple different things. You're either a park greeter, or you work the tram in the parking lot. Now, I'm not so much a tram fan. I'm not sure I want to drive in a parking lot for several months. I mean, I'll do it. I will do it if that's the role I get. I'll do it. I'll try to make it fun. But I would much prefer to be a park greeter, taking tickets, wishing people to have a magical day at the beginning of the day, wishing people a good night at the end of the night, and just, being one of the first cast members that people interact with when they come to the park in the morning. That would be a really fun way to get started, to try to find some sort of way to make people feel special and feel like they're on a magical vacation when they first get there. And I think that's a really great way to make a first impression. And in terms of concierge, I'm interested in that role simply because the other roles, it's a more intellectually stimulating role, I suppose you could say. I'm not sure I'm ultimately interested in hospitality, but I think it would be a good problem-solving exercise to try to figure out reservations for guests and make special accommodations for them and make recommendations. But it's definitely a role that I'm interested in. And you would get to spend a lot of time in a Disney resort, and the Disney resorts are beautiful. They're wonderful resorts. So those are my top 4, I guess. Now, in terms of the roles that I really don't want, sorry, nope. I would say those ones that I'm just completely saying no to would be lifeguard. I sunburn like nobody's business. And I'm a pretty good swimmer, but I'm not a great swimmer. So I would probably say no to lifeguard just because I would turn into a lobster. That's what I would do. I would be a lobster. Then another one that I'm saying no to is housekeeping. I don't want to do housekeeping because there's no guest interaction. And I love being in front of guests. I think that would be so much fun and would add to it. And it's important. Housekeeping is such an important role because you make the magic happen while people aren't watching. But I mean, there's no guest interaction, and I would just really enjoy talking to guests. What else would I say no to? I would say definitely no to transportation. I'm not a very good driver. End of story. I'm an okay driver, but I wouldn't necessarily feel comfortable driving a giant bus around all day. I just wouldn't. Everything else I'd be willing to do. I have low interest in some things that I didn't mention. I have relatively low interest in costuming. Again, because there's no interaction with guests. Just, there's none. And I personally, again, would love to meet guests and talk to them and all sorts of stuff. So basically, but when you apply for the program, on the application, you have the option to list roles as high interest, medium interest, low interest, and no interest. And so that gives the recruiters kind of a sense of, okay, this is the sort of thing that this person is looking at, and it gives them kind of a hint as to where to place you. Now, that doesn't mean that they're going to place you where you want to go. Just because you have a top 3 list of roles does that not mean that's what you're going to get. You're going to get what they give you, what they think you would be good at, and what they need you to do. So, you know, I could put low interest in bell service dispatch, but I still could get it. Well, so I guess you could really end up getting any role as long as you put low interest in it or above. But I think at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what role I get. I have preferences. Don't get me wrong. I have preferences. But at the end of the day, what matters is that I'll be at Disney and working there, and hopefully networking with a lot of people. A lot of people. So, I would love to enjoy what I'm doing every day, but I'm capable of doing grunt work or whatever. So, here's hoping, 1, that I get in, and 2, that I get a role I want. And that's what I have to say about roles at the Disney College program. All right, everybody, have a great night. Bye. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Jungle Cruise today. Before we go ahead and get started, I'd like you all to take an oath. I need you to put your right hand in the air. Very good, and I need you to repeat after me. I hope that we get back. All right, everybody, welcome to the world-famous Jungle Cruise. I'll be your skipper today. My name is Skipper Becky, and today I will be your lion tamer, your alligator wrestler, your snake charmer, and if you don't laugh at my jokes, your swimming instructor. Now, folks, if you go ahead and you look to your left, you'll see the world-famous Inspiration Falls. Now, I get a lot of people up in here asking me, Becky, why do they call it Inspiration Falls? Becky, why do they call it Inspiration Falls? What a great question. They call it Inspiration Falls because, well, it inspires you to go deeper and deeper into the jungle, folks. All right. All right, folks. Now, keep in mind that as we go through our Jungle Cruise, if at any point you need to exchange currency, not to worry. There are banks all along our rivers. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for riding along the Jungle Cruise with me today. You know what? I liked it so much, I think I'll go again. And again. And again and again and again and again. Stay in school, kids. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and ask you to do what my parents asked me to do when I turned 18, and that's get out. I'm sorry. I should say that more politely. Get out! That's bothering me.